What's going on, guys? BladeZilla here, and today we're taking a look at three absolutely gorgeous variants of the Mechforce John Barker collaboration on the Hokkaido. Really cool, really thick, burly beast of a knife, and try to keep this short. I wanted to do a quick overview. I could kind of see myself doing a video on each, but figured I would just kind of combine the three of them here together into one short and sweet package, just to kind of show, because there's a lot of similarities, obviously, there's a lot of differences, but it's mostly just kind of in configuration and design. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee, a Coca-Cola, whatever it is, whiskey, beer, wine, whatever, and let's get started. And also, as a reminder, check out my site, BladeZilla.ca, in Canada. Lots of cool stuff, including the exact pictures of these three knives that were just put up moments ago. So there you go. Got the Barkers up, got the new versions of the TX228s as well. Bunch of Shirogorofs, bunch of CKFs, lots, some Koenigs, Microtechs, oh man, lots of stuff. Another batch of TRMs on the way, so really excited to kind of have that available to you here. So BladeZilla.ca, enough of that, let's get started. Mechforce, well, let's, do we have a preference on what we want to see first? I imagine we're going to spend 5 minutes on each kind of thing like normal, but I guess let's start with the barked, no pun intended, John Barker, get it, variant here. So this is the tree bark variant, which is, they're all titanium. So I don't know how they do this milling, but it kind of looks perfectly imperfect, which is always kind of cool, right? You can just kind of tell it's like a tree bark, which is awesome. They all have that kind of pivot collar in different colors. This one's more of a copper bronze, whereas the other guys are blue. And let's hammer this guy out. More of a hand rubbed satin finish on this one. I believe the other two are stone washed, and I just want to double check that because I thought, yes, this one is stone washed, as is the other. These two are basically the same, one with holes and one without, but stone wash on those. Just put that off to the side. Whereas this guy is their fancy hand-rubbed satin kind of finish, which looks great. Honestly, looks fantastic. Oof. Horizontal. I love the nose on this. It's kind of got a rhino horn vibe. It's just so John Barker. That's what's so cool about it. Barker knives, you can see right there. Little barking dog, which is always cool. Flip it around, we've got the Mechforce MagnaCut logo, I believe. Yeah, Mechforce MagnaCut. I was asked as well what this was heat treated to. I don't know. So I'm assuming, MagnaCut, they're going to be giving their own recommendations based on kind of the dimensions and geometry of the knife itself. So I wouldn't get too caught up into what the number is, because remember, a thicker piece and a thinner piece, and longer, slicier, etc., more of a block, they're going to all have different configuration recommendations, but I imagine it's in the correct window. These guys don't mess around. Love this kind of style to the lock bar. Usually they would kind of mill that entire bend out in a lot of designs, and that's a nice little kind of accordion style in there. That's always cool. And the other thing is too, they're keeping the whole barked look to it, even on the back, which I love. Pocket clip appears to be attached internally, which is a nice little addition. At this price point, did not expect that. We've got Torx, both on the lock bar as well as on the back, and they appear to be connecting screws on the through the backspacer on this particular one. Backspacer, once again, also it's got that bark texture, tree bark, which is cool. And then there's a hidden, I'm going to close that blade because it's getting a little dangerously close. We still have that little lanyard hole that's built into that backspacer. I love it. A nice play on the design there to kind of hide it from the side profile. And then on the inside, I thought they were labeled underneath the backspacer. I read online somewhere they are numbered, but they're quietly not really telling you how many are made. This one appears to be, what do we got? Oh, we've got some milling under that backspacer. That is unexpected, some centering lines. And this one says number, I think it says 50 on it. Now I don't know if this is number 50 or if it's out of 50. We'll kind of compare that with the other models. But I would imagine there's not many of these because they went within minutes and seconds in a lot of cases once they were released. All of them are very popular. Anything Barker Knives touches is just a very popular design, typically. They are on bearings, obviously, and action-wise, silky smooth, perfectly built, centered. Not a whole lot to be left to the imagination on this one. So that is the tree bark variant. We're going to move on to the hold version. They're not bullet holes, but it's basically just 5 holes drilled in the top. And obviously the backspacer is a gear pattern. Same blade shape, same profile, same measurements, and I will measure one of these just for reference. Maybe I'll measure this one now because I usually start videos off with that, and for some reason I'm feeling like I'm in a rush today, and I'm really not. So there we go. What do we got here? Overall length about 8 inches, 8 1/4, 8 1/8. Blade length should be around 3 1/2 to that choil. Yeah, about that. And handle of 4 5/8, roughly, depending on how your eyes are lined up. Mine are obviously not very well. So yeah, same. It's a really good size. I expected them actually to be a little bit bigger from what I recall, but it's a really nice fit. So in hand, I've got an extra large glove, and I've got still 1/2 finger or more on the back. The thumb falls nicely on the jimping, which I believe should be the same for all of them. Yes, same blade stock. I'm just going to grab the other. Yes, same blade stock on all 3. You know what? I've learned to not assume anything anymore because I always tend to gloss over pretty important details, it seems, lately. Back to the chimping. So yeah, really nicely done. Actually, more rough than you'd think. It's actually quite grippy. And then as we pinch down towards the nose here, you can kind of fall off if you wanted to grab yourself a little leverage there, and then it pinches in towards the tip. So quite nice. Good blade profile. Very, very classic. On the inside of this particular one, we've got, it appears 21 on the underside of this backspacer, and you can actually see the inside of them a little bit better just because of the coloring of the titanium here versus darkened tie. So we've kind of got those really cool milled out pockets on the inside of this one, and I'd be curious to actually look at the other 2. But what's cool about this is you've got those kind of 5 holes on the side, but the milling in the back, they've done kind of in a similar pattern, so there's some crossover, so you can kind of see how they all line up nicely. So I did want to look at the inside of the bark to see. Is it also, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, and 5 maybe? I can't tell. 5, yeah, 5 big pockets on the inside of this one as well, taken out. So wow, I was not expecting that. And then on the other side, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. It's hard to tell with the light. If I hold it this way, maybe you can kind of see it a little better. Cool. And I'll weigh all 3 just to clarify. But yeah, certainly well done with the holes. It just lightens it up, I imagine, a little bit comparatively. Although now that I know that the internals are also skeletonized on both sides, that's kind of cool. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we've got that blue pivot collar on here, which looks good. And it's I love how, actually, just looking at this now, like it appears to be countersunk. It actually sticks up a little bit. It actually is quite nice. Pivots are all forward of center, so they hammer out really, really nicely. And yeah, really smooth on bearings. Still have the accordion style in the lock bar, and then the lock or travel stop and rear connection point. I think what, T8s maybe? Looks pretty good. The lanyard hole on this one, still good. Perfectly center, tight tolerances, great. Let's take a look at the full smooth. And I love how all 3 have the same action. That's such a sign of an excellent knife. Blue pivot color as well on this one. Barker knives, same backspacer. This appears to be the exact same knife, just without the holes on it. But I imagine the inside of this is probably just like the barked variant. Same attached clip internally. Same accordion style. And what number do we got on this? I think I see 41 on the inside of this one. 41. So I'd love to know if it's like, is it 50 of each, 100 of each, 200 of each? It's probably not many. And then on the inside of this you can see as well, big pockets taken out all over the place. This probably is the heaviest just based on feel. But still skeletonized quite nicely on the inside. No issues at all. And I just can't get over the fact that there's so much going on the inside of these. I did not expect that to see, you know, a milled underside on that backspacer. That's a nice little touch. Super smooth. And one little detail I'm noticing now is that on the lock bar it is both raised and beveled. So you kind of find it a lot easier. And as I mentioned, I was kind of expecting this to be a lot or a lot bigger of a knife than what I thought. And it's a normal size knife. Like it's a comfortable normal large knife. But for some reason in my head when you look at this, you think it's like a 9-inch knife or something. So it's very comfortable, very nice. Let's get some weight, and I guess we'll get into some comparisons as well, like we normally do. Trying to keep us on schedule here. I have a tendency, if you've been a subscriber on the channel, if you're not, definitely subscribe. I have a tendency to run these things way longer than I should sometimes. All right, so let's do the full titanium. 4.8 is what I'm seeing on my scale. 4.7. 4.8, kind of in that range, which is excellent. We'll go to the hold version. 4.7, 4.8, 4.9, that makes no sense. 4.9, why on earth would that be heavier? 4.8, 4.8, okay, well apparently this one's heavier. Not sure why. Love to hear feedback on that. And the barked 4.7, 4.8. So they're all actually very similar. 4.7. So I'd say lightest would probably be the barked, just based on how it's kind of leaning that way. The full tie, 4.8, 4.7. And this one's going 4.9. Oh no, 4.7. Zeros one more time. 4.9. I don't know why on earth this one's the heaviest. But go figure. I would not have expected that. Okay, well maybe the drilled holes are not skeletonized or something on that side. Yeah, it's plain on the inside of that one. There you go. So the whole side, if you can see here, it's just drilled through, but the others have more skeletonization on. Yes, that's what it is. More materials taken out on the inside than if we were to just drill holes. Wow. Go figure. You know, it's this kind of stuff where if you would have asked me when I started this video which is the lightest, you would assume the one with the holes. But no, it just goes to show how much material there is to remove out of this one. Wow, did not expect that. Size comparison, we'll grab. Let's go back to the barked. Let's do a couple size comparisons, and we'll kind of wrap this thing up. I imagine we're probably getting close to 10-15 minutes. So we'll do the R.J. Martin. That's a Russian overkill. Also a big knife for reference. We'll do the Neon Light, my personal carry, from the chest. We'll do the Astrum, aka large neon. Love that knife, so cool. Knife of I did a video on that one. It's for me the knife of the year 2024. The Astrum, such a cool knife. The Quantum from Shiro, also a big boy in every imaginable way. The F95, which is a carbon front scaled, well, this is a Hattie, but it's a carbon front scaled F95. We will do the Stang Blade Works Pyrenees, proudly made in Canada, about two hours away from the BladeZilla HQ. Good guys there, making lots of cool stuff. Every time, just listen to this sound. Oh, God. There's your fat strip. Also amazing in every single way and sense of the word. Probably the coolest small / big knife ever made. Did a whole video on that for like an hour. We've got the Laksa as well. Scott Cook. First Integro for Shirogorov they've ever made. Hopefully there's more to come, but based on what I've heard, it's not going to be that common. The Sebenza large, let's do one of those because everybody knows what a Sebenza size-wise is. Very similar to this knife, I'd say overall. Maybe even a little shorter on the Barker, which is kind of surprising. And I'll grab my Para 2 just because I open boxes with it, and everybody in the world seems to know what size a Para 2 is in hand. So that should kind of give you a good idea, a good breakdown, a good rundown, if you're an Office fan, that's what she said, of some knives similar in size. And then I don't know if I really can fit all of them on the same board, but we can give it a go, and it'll also give you perspective on the angling of these knives and how much it changes just from the angling of things. So there you go. There's three beauties, back to back to back, all the same size, and up top they probably look smaller than down low, but three absolute gorgeous Mechforce collabs. Same grind, right? All three same grind, same angles, same length, same handles, just stonewash, satin. Beautiful. Okay, well I think I've run over the knife. I've talked about all of them and measured them, weighed them, and which one's my favorite? Well, I think for me, if I'm picking one up, depends what you're into. I think the Barked is just unique in itself. You don't get that every day. It's the most expensive of the three. You know, if it's going to be a user, I'd probably just grab one of the other two, just because they're titanium and they're going to stand up with that stonewash blade probably a little better to the use. It just depends, you know. Do you want bullet holes or do you want plain ties kind of with a stonewash? All three are just great and each have a purpose. They really do. Great knives. Okay, well I think I'm going to leave you guys on that for the day, and I'll put these back on the board in a nice little kind of view as a group. You tell me what way you're leaning. I think they're sick. I think they're all amazing, and yeah, they're gonna be popular. I put them up on the site minutes ago, and I imagine they'll be going pretty quick. I don't have a lot of them, so get them while you can. Alright guys, well thank you for stopping by and checking this stuff out. Have yourself a fantastic week. Don't forget, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube obviously if you're watching this. You're on YouTube, throw a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe every Monday and Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. I'll have a full-length video and shorts kind of sprinkled throughout the week. And Facebook, follow me there, BladeZilla. Just made a page not too long ago, and really getting very little traction on there for some reason, but it's all kind of the same kind of stuff. And then obviously just check out the site, bladezilla.ca. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful week, and thanks for checking this video out. I always appreciate you. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Peace.